what is going to be an up-and-coming platform that actually competes with YouTube when it comes to rev share?
All roads still point to YouTube. It's like, doesn't matter how many followers you have on TikTok. If you're making $100,000 a month on TikTok, you'd be making $2 million a month on YouTube. That's just it. YouTube's where the money is.
Disruption.
What's the process for you to find a market fit for a new channel? You have a gaming channel, you have a React channel, you have channels in different languages.
Well, and we have the philanthropy channel as well.
Right.
I don't know. We just go down the list. Gaming, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, my audience, I used to do the videos where we donate to Twitch streamers. We have very gaming-heavy humor. Gaming was just like, there's a clear correlation. A lot of my viewers play video games. So, that just, was an obvious no-brainer to get into gaming. And then Reacts, I don't know. Honestly, I just like hanging out with Chris, and when me and him react to stuff, it's just so funny. Chris has such a good personality, and when you put us together, we just start idiots. And obviously, Reacts is one of the largest verticals on YouTube. It's relatively easy, and I like using the money to fund the main channel videos. Like this 100 Million Island video isn't going to make $3.8 million, but hopefully Reacts this month, makes $500,000 profit, and then I take that money and that helps subsidize that video. And so Reacts is just a good way to generate revenue to fund the main channel stuff. And then the philanthropy channel, I don't know, that's just kind of fun. I enjoy helping people. It's, we 100% of all the revenue generated on the channel, merch, brand deals, ad revenue, we use to just feed people or do good. We don't take any profit. If anything, I lose money because I still pay $50,000 a month to run the channel, which is fine.
Well, let's talk more about that. I mean, where do you think this is going to progress with the creator economy and the creator community? How are creators going to continue to drive impact? I mean, you have this channel that's obviously doing great, but you also did Team Trees, where you raised more than $20 million to plant 20 million trees. You did Team Seas, where you were able to help collect over 30 million pounds of trash, raising over 30 million, which...
We also did Team Bees. Did you see that one?
No, I'm not very familiar with Team Bees.
that was a lie. I was hoping you'd be like, yeah.
Well, no, I believe you and I have talked about bees in the past, though.
Yeah, I don't think enough people care about bees, though. There's probably better causes, but...
Well, I once got attacked by a whole hive of bees.
Did you kill any of them?
They probably died when they stung me because they're honeybees.
Team Bees would be ashamed.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, we did do Team Trees, Team Seas. Actually, the beauty of those campaigns is we never turned them off. So people can still donate, and every dollar donated, a tree is still planted. So Team Trees is actually on... Team Trees is almost on 24 million trees, which is pretty crazy. What's Team Seas on? Yeah, and then Team Seas is on 32.5. So yeah, basically we started the campaign. Most people have probably heard of it, where every dollar donated was a tree planted, and then we followed it up with the sea. Every dollar donated, we pulled a pound of trash. By we, I mean we partnered with some charities. Pulled a pound of trash out of the ocean. Crazy. I know. What's interesting though is you would think because of the wild successes of both of those, 55 million basically raised for those charities between Team Trees and Team Seas, you would think more people would kind of copy it and do it, but I don't know. And honestly, maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I haven't seen anyone try to emulate the success. You know what I mean? It's clear. If you get enough influencers together around something their viewers care about, people will respond, and you can do crazy stuff. And I mean, it shows the power of influencers, and also shows just how much viewers actually care. You know what I mean? When you give them an ability to do something good, you're like, hey, because a lot of people want to help the environment, but they don't know what to do. Go buy a shovel and plant a tree. When you're like, hey, here's the way you can help. For every dollar, the Arbor Day is going to plant a tree. Then they respond, and so that was really cool to see.
I think it has to start with the creators, because there are now thousands of charities knocking on the doors of thousands or millions of different creators, and obviously. Most of those projects don't have the impact of a Team Trees or a Team Seas.
No. I mean, the thing is, it's like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, too. It's it's much easier for me to just go open up my Twitter DMs and just DM 500 creators and get 200 responses than it is for some charity to email 500 creators and maybe get one response, And so that's just the sad reality, you know what I mean? It's just that's just how it works.
At TubeBuddy and Ben, we were very lucky to be able to also volunteer, be a part of that program.
Oh yeah, with Team Seas.
Yeah, with Team Seas. And that was a lot of fun. The first hour there was over 5,000 creators that ended up making a video, and then I think it's well over 30,000 now of all the videos that were uploaded around it. And what's so interesting is we work with tens of thousands of creators a year doing brand deals, or obviously we help
Dang.
millions of creators.
So you're rich.
No,
Kidding.
no. But,
Keep going.
our whole mission and vision is to make it where we're going to architect the creator economy to broaden the middle class of creators. And
I know he tells me that literally 10 times a month. He's like, the middle class. Like, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Well, it's important because it's going to be very exciting, I think, to see as those media budgets shift over, where there's going to be a lot more diverse expression across a lot of different genres, and I think that's something that excites me.
And that's why we have Ben Entertainment.
Yes, we have Ben and TubeBuddy. But it was interesting as we were like working on that Team C's. Obviously there was no creators paid to be a part of that, but
Nope.
because you and Mark really started the initiative and got people just excited. You had tens of thousands of creators that are like, hey, we want to be a part of this. Do you see in the future bigger projects like this happening?
Yeah, 100%. And I agree. It is important that it was creator homegrown, because it's like when we message people, and also thank you guys for helping us blast out emails and reach out to people. That did help bring in a lot of smaller creators and volume, which is important. So it doesn't just look like a top thing. Is also we had people from all sizes doing videos, which was great. None of the creators were like, oh, how much money are you going to pay me? What's in it for me? It's like almost all of them, we were like, hey, Team Trees did well. We're doing Team C's. We want to help the ocean. Are you down to make a video on it? And they were just like, sure, when. That the question was when, not how much, which is very beautiful to see. And I can't think of a single negative experience I had with someone besides them just not responding to my message, which is fine. They might not have saw it. With Team C's, creators are awesome, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. And hopefully this catches on as a trend where it's not just you and Mark Rober doing this, but where you have thousands of creators figuring out how to do this. And I think that is happening.
Agreed.
I think it's happening a lot, specifically in gaming and live streaming. But I'm excited just to see that trend, pick up, because with all the
because I
content that's
hate
out
Mark Rober, and I don't want to have to work with him. So please, someone else take this stuff over. I'm kidding.
What are you the most excited about? Like when it comes
I love
to
how
your
I love how
business?
you're talking about a topic, and then I always cut you off mid sentence to say something stupid, and then you're like, "Huh, I forgot what I was saying." This guy won't stop cutting me
that's the
off.
problem with me being ADHD.
Yeah, what am I most excited about? I don't know, man. Everything. It's beautiful seeing YouTube still growing year over year. Like you said, more money's coming in. Everything. I do think we're due for some people to come in and really do something different. I don't know if you feel it, but YouTube, I don't want to say stale. There's more creators than ever, and there's a lot of people doing unique stuff, but I don't know. I'm ready to see what that next wave is. You know what I mean? And so that would be interesting, because there always is another wave. You think oh no, people are too solidified. There's all these big creators, and then someone always comes up, and I still think the last wave was basically the TikTokers and and all that stuff. And I feel like we're due for something else, and I'm excited to see what. Or maybe it was the Dream SMP. They came after the TikTokers, and they had a huge impact. But you know what I mean? I want to see what's next.
Well, you
and so I'm
had
kind
the
of excited
Vine
for that.
invasion. When you had all the Vine creators like Logan Paul and Zach King. Well, Zach King actually originally started on YouTube.
Well, it was vlogs, and then it was the Vine invasion, and then they kind of coupled the vlog era that was before them, where the Casey Neistats and the Roman Atwoods, and then it was the Vine invasion vlogs. Agreed. And then I don't know.
Now
what
you have
came
the
after
TikTok.
Well, no, in between there was definitely kind of the challenge era, where we really blew up and a bunch of other people. We're probably missing an era or two somewhere in there, because that was a really long time frame. Between the Vine invasion and TikTokers was 6 years, and I don't think the only thing that happened there was challenge videos.
Well, I think it's hard to keep track of all the eras, because there's these areas and these categories, but there's millions of videos being uploaded every hour, tens of millions, where it's kind of hard to keep track of all the different.
I guess
scenes,
we're
all the
specifically
different
talking about English entertainment-based videos.
Yeah.
Because obviously, what is it? Isn't more views coming out of India every day now than America? So by all means, we're talking about eras. We should be talking about eras in their language, because our eras are irrelevant. We're not even the number one language on YouTube anywhere, or maybe the number one language, but number one country. But yeah, the point is, what I'm most excited for, I'm excited to see who's on the come up and who's about to really shake things up, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like things are getting a little stale. Like we're due for some fresh stuff, you know?
It's interesting. There's these different eras, but there are also a bunch of bubbles when it came to like the industry of the creator economy or with working with creators and influencers. And it seemed like every like 3 years there's a bubble, like the MCM bubble, the platform bubble. There's all these different bubbles. Where I get excited is to figure out what is going to be an up and coming platform or an existing platform that actually competes with YouTube when it comes to rev share. I mean, do you have any like guesses or thoughts on who you think is going to come in and?
No, I mean, we'll have to see it. We'll have to see some semblance. I mean, these stupid creator funds are just dumb. And yeah, I mean, I guess for the lower, for lower income people, it's better than nothing, obviously. But that will be interesting because that, I mean, that you hit it on the head. That's the thing that separates YouTube from anyone, and that's why all roads still point to YouTube. It's like, doesn't matter how many followers you have on TikTok. If you're making $100,000 a month on TikTok, you'd be making $2 million a month on YouTube, and that's just it. YouTube's where the money is.
Well, did you see what happened with like Zach King early on? And I'm sure things must have changed since. Zach, good person. We've had him on the podcast. Biggest male.
Wait, you had him on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got about 500 views on that one on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down
probably
to
more on
see.
the podcast platforms.
Oh no, you got 2,000 views.
Okay, great.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, you know, I wasn't one of those 2,000 that got on their homepage. Sorry.
So with like Zach, the TikTok announced, that fund. It sounds really big aesthetically. Like when you think, oh, over $1 billion, that's great. But Zach, who at one point has gotten videos that have gotten billions of views. Harry Potter.
That Harry Potter TikTok was the most viewed TikTok
Yeah.
on the platform like a couple months ago. It might still be, to be honest.
And he, I mean, I don't know if you saw it come out publicly how much he was making a week, but it was nothing.
How much?
It was under $100 a week.
No, I've made more than that. My TikTok has made like $25,000 throughout the Creator Fund, and I've only been on it maybe like a year. And there's no.
And how many
world
views
where I
do you
make
think
more
you
than
get a
that.
month on TikTok? Do you have that on you?
A couple 100 million, but I mean, there's no world that it pales in comparison to Zach.
Yeah, and so it was low. And again, I didn't hear this from Zach's mouth. It was. I'll share the report on that. And I'll put it in the description. But it's just insane. And that's the thing is, $1 billion sounds like a lot, but it's pennies when you look at how big this economy is. How many creators there are.
Yeah.
There's over 50 million self-described content creators. It's really easy for that to become slim pickings really quickly. And so if there's a new platform that was on the rise, like what do they need to do to catch the attention of creators? Other than obviously having an audience on that platform, what do they need to do from a rev share perspective?
I couldn't tell you, man. I can tell you how to make great YouTube videos, but yeah, I don't. And it's funny because I know you study platforms all the time and you're hyper obsessed because you're trying to help people make as much money as possible. But for me, I wake up and I just obsess over how to make the best videos possible. So, I mean, as long as they're helping me make money so I can make better content, that's all I really care about.